Hello and welcome once again to Wars Going On. I'm Arcturus and we're here on the Forerunner server to bring you the latest in what's going on in Watcher of Realms. As ever, this is a community-based podcast, so please do remember to like, share, hype, and subscribe. It really does help grow the channel. We're currently on the devil's number of subscribers of 666, so please help me grow to that lovely target of 1,000, because that would be a nice target to achieve for the channel. So today, as ever, we're joined by Sebastian, and we are joined by a guest, Rocket P Grenade. He's a relatively new content creator in the game, but he's got a lot of passion and he wanted to share his opinions, so we invited him to come on and share in the fun. So
Thanks,
do you just want to give yourself a quick introduction?
Oh yeah, I go by Rocket. Been playing the game for a long time. I've quit and started again more times than I can remember. This time I'm pretty confident on keeping on and doing the best I can, and just happy to be on Arcturus and Sebastian's channel. Happy to be here.
Cool. So in terms of things that we're going to talk about today, obviously we've had some more information about what's going on with the vampires, and we've got a dev insights response that is something to talk about, and I think it's not something I normally do. We've done it like once or twice in the past, but given the sort of the deeper dive ones, they're better to have a look at because they've generally got a bit more meat on them. So first up, let's talk about the dev response. Let me just... So first up, we have these 4 questions that came out in a dev response today, and the first up was the classic of Arena. Can Apex Arena coins be improved? Can the rank requirement for Lady Alex be lowered below 2100? Defensive victories in Apex coins. Long story short is that they're not going to do anything. They're kind of worried about the backlash they get from players who've already got her, and they don't think that they're going to help people progress. Completely ignoring the fact that people who are in that barrier are stopping everyone else from getting into that barrier, and thereby gatekeeping a really powerful hero. So it's a disappointing response, I think, is where I would go. There are things they could do, but every time they try and improve the points in the lower ranks, I think they've overcompensated the reward to the higher tiers too much. So you're still so far behind. You've got no chance of getting into those that bracket to start obtaining the top level points.
I'm going to let our guest comment on it before I jump onto mine.
Lady A.
Yeah, and sort of
I'm seeing a lot more Lady A comps in the arena now. It's kind of shuffled between, like, you're really cracked out Kratos, Ingrid, and then your Yuris, and now I'm seeing a lot of Lady A's. I try my anti-air a little differently. I use ESO with Boreas. I tried using Yuri instead of Boreas. Kind of the same thing, but then I don't get the BP that I get. So with the Yuri teams, you need the BP. And with Lady A, there's no hope. If you can't make Overlord and bank those Apex coins, these players that only at 10k or whatever, it's gonna be 6 months if they even get back up to where they're farming enough coins to get Lady A. I'm same boat. I don't have her. Trying to get her. Trying to farm that Gear Raid 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying about that.
I mean, like, I don't know, about 5-6 months ago, I was just about getting into Apex, and then there was a series of heroes who came out, and I kind of went Apex, Overlord, Plat 3, and now I'm kind of like on the border of Plat 3, Overlord, and since Ezereth's come out, and my AoE team, which I was looking at, oh great, I've got Valara, I've got a chance, and there's like Ezereth's coming in, it's like, oh shit. So
Yeah.
my chance of like getting into Overlord now are tanking hard, because I thought AoE I had a chance, but mostly there's a lot of troubles there. I think the worst part of this response is just kind of like not recognizing the problem they've created with Lady Alex, and they're just kind of saying, oh well, we don't want to upset players who have her. It's like, but did you not think about this problem when you introduced this hero? But yeah, I know Sebastian doesn't like to talk about Arena too much because he hates it, its implementation. So
All right, War Commanders, here is essentially what you got from this response, especially those of you that are non-Lady Alexandra owners and that are struggling to farm the Apex coins, struggling to get into Overlord, let alone even Apex, as Apex is heavily gated now by those that were able and already had the heroes available to them at the time to not only farm the specific tier, but get Lady Alexandra really quick. Essentially what they did here to you guys is, in their response, they essentially said, fuck you, get good, spend money, get into Overlord with the heroes that we're giving you. And they're going to make a play here upcoming, especially with this Dracula, you know, whatever you want to call it, that they are going to play up Arena. They're going to double down in bad content. They don't want to fix it. They think that they have a good product in this, and it isn't. PvP in this game has become nothing more than a crap fest. Everything about it, everything that they have implemented started with Arena, and now Guild Wars have been nothing more than try to really tailor to those that are spending and those that are monetizing and giving them the funds that they want right now, because that is essentially what they're driven to. They don't want to listen to you when it comes to in terms of fixing this thing. Even just getting to the 21 point threshold, that is not even a compromise to them. They are willing to just let you steam, let you just die in Plat 3 and Overlord, and not giving the opportunity to get that hero unless you do spend. And everything for the last 6 months has been just that, monetization, telling you that they are giving you heroes that are going to allow you to complete that content. And now you have a batch where content creators are going to tell you that these heroes are going to be specialized for this particular game mode. They don't want to fix a broken system because they know that if they even give you the sense, the opportunity for you non-spenders to even get into the system where you can adequately farm Apex coins, they're not going to be able to monetize you. So this here, everything in regards to Arena and how they addressed it, it was just essentially telling you to F off.
yeah, I fully get the whole defense, not granting them for defense. It kind of sucks,
because
but I understand
that can be cheesed too easily. Yeah, that can be cheesed too easily. And they haven't even, they say that they're working on it, but I don't really think that they have an idea of how to fix the BP manipulation thing.
Yeah, so that's the next question up. So this, there's basically the BP manipulation logic, but yeah, they've got to come up with something, because at the moment you look at a team and you think, oh yeah, I've got the BP on that team, I can probably take it, and then you dive in and suddenly they're wiping out waves faster than you can blink. It's like, what just happened? And it's because of this BP manipulation. And yeah, it's a disappointing, again, response. I think they needed to offer up something a bit more concrete to the community rather than platitudes on this topic. I mean, so way back when, way back at launch, Arena was based on the attack. It was kind of, was it an average of the two team, or it chose the higher stats as the base? And since then,
I thought the Demon Soldiers, every one of the Demon Soldiers had a set HP defense based on where you were, but then they completely changed it in subsequent patch notes saying it's going to be based on the defensive side.
I think it was based on the offensive stats. So if you were the attacker, you had so based on the highest BP. It was based on the higher BP. The highest BP was the baseline stats. That's how it was done. So if you had a strong team and you went in, you had the advantage because the demons would be too tough for the defending team with the lower BP to take on.
Right.
But it meant you couldn't push because the defenses were too high and people were just stacking, or basically do the reverse of what they're doing now. They'd stack BP on the defensive lineup so that you couldn't push past them. They might have a shocking team, but the demon soldiers would cause you an absolute nightmare and you'd probably fail. So yeah, they've gone from one extreme to the other of people low BP stacking, which is where they are now, from high BP stacking, which is where it was at the beginning.
Yeah, I see a few teams with low BP defeat my teams. Not quite often, but it happens enough for me to notice something's wrong here. Do you guys know, have they fixed the replay in the arena yet?
It
sure seems like it's
the BP. Sorry, the replay in arena is really, really screwy. On Forerunner, they have made some changes in the last couple of patches, and Diao Chan's now behaving correctly. But if you switch away during the game mode at all, it doesn't record it for you. And if there's any incremental background updates, you then can't watch the replays before that because it has to be on the same version of the game. But yeah, so it's now.
I just wanted to see.
It's more consistent, but it's still a little bit broken. Updates should be being applied to you guys on Tuesday when the patch lands. But overall, it's a nice view, but it doesn't solve the. Yeah, it's still a bit buggy overall. It gives you an indicator of where things are falling apart, but it's not perfect. So, yeah, the dev response on the zombie invasion stuff is, we heard you like more tower defense, so we've given you tower defense. And luck, yeah, that thing, it's a really important stat that allows you to build, get an increased chance of getting stuff, but it's very, very RNG dependent. And I've seen there's two sides of the community. It's like, first of all, I think people quite enjoyed it, but now I think people are getting a bit frustrated with it, especially as there's apparently there is a new meta which involves the building scattershot and blizzards, and there's a certain combination that you can get and you can push to the level 200, which is the max level. I have tried to replicate it several times, but it is not working for me. But I understand the mechanic behind what they're trying to do, and it's about getting maximum rage regen on your scatter shot and getting the luck per level really, really early. So you build that luck mechanic really, really strong. Then there are upgrades relating to Blizzard, which when you get Blizzard, there is a large potion which gives you converts your luck into AoE damage. And there are other upgrades that turn your luck stat into attack stat. So it's you can build those two things and synergize quite nicely. Same time, Scatter Shot can also build speed, so that can help you with that side of things. But yeah, it's the combination of trying to get that RNG. It's really time intensive. And I kind of personally, I've got to the point of like, yeah, this is fun once a month for 3 days, but now it's becoming a drag to try and compete. I mean, at least they're handing out a few rewards associated with it now, but I don't know. What do you think, Rocket? Do you think it's a good addition to the game?
Yeah, I enjoy it, but it's frustrating as all hell, like you say. I'll try to do it once a day, but I don't think I've made it past wave 80. I have tried the luck, but you need it. Sometimes I throw the clover, the 12 luck. Sometimes I'll just throw that in just to make my day easier. But I think if you really want to push, you have to just get that RNG. You need the Lego scatter shot, rage regen. You need, I think, 6 of them or 5 of them before you get your luck, and then you need that luck to pop up. And then I don't know about the blizzard, but everything else is just RNG. Like you get one epic or rare, that's it for the run, man. I like it, but it's
that's what the game was supposed to be about. I'm not frustrated because I don't interact with it unless I really want to, and I do it just every once in a blue while. Now I will tell you though that having it now be a persistent mode or something that is always available in the game, this thing could just go the way of the Honors Gauntlet too. It's just going to be a tab that is just sitting there, and some players are just going to completely forget about it. This thing should be like Immortal Codex. Just bring it out for 2 weeks and then close it down, and then bring it out again in 2 weeks, close it down.
Well, I think that's kind of what they're trying to do with it. And they kind of, but the thing was, it was closed down for a week, and then they brought it back. It was too soon. Yeah. Whereas they should really kind of have it in the off weeks from Immortal Codex, because then you've got some like a consistent event that people can. Which I think would be a nice way of balancing it.
That makes it sound like it's going to be on all the time now. But we'll see. Let it play out. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's okay. Now the next one had to do with Arena again, right?
Gladiator Gauntlet. No, it's Gladiator's Gauntlet.
It's PvP stuff. Yeah, PvP.
Yeah, it's very much PvP focused. So Gladiator Gauntlet rewards. Can they be improved? Can the matchmaking be improved? I.e., everyone who qualifies for Gladiator's Gauntlet should get the skin, and matchmaking is unbalanced. So, I mean, that's always going to happen in the first rounds of the Gladiator Gauntlet. But personally, I do feel that everyone who qualifies for the Gladiator's Gauntlet should get the skin. I mean, it's a congratulations on finishing in the top 256 guilds in GVG. It's a little banner.
I don't disagree with that. I don't know why they're so, because they know that the match. Okay, so the matchmaking for Gauntlet is based off the ranking, the seasonal ranking that leagues finished in. That system is flawed. So if that system is flawed, this matchmaking system is going to carry it. So this is why there are going to be some leagues that should really be around 150, and then what's going to happen is that they're going to pick up some victories at the end of the season. They're going to climb up too much, and then get just blasted by a top guild. They're gonna, they can get wiped out. They can get into the 20%, and then because of that, they lose so many points that they just drop down so much farther than they should have. And once you're into that 190 range, I'm gonna say, you are guaranteed to match a top 32 guild. Guess what? Those are the Overlord guilds. Those are the ones that are heavily with Lady Alexandras, with a lot of Nisas, with a lot of Pretiuses, and A5 Wukongs, and most likely have the Captains and the Templar. You're going to get wiped out. Sorry. But thank you for playing. And they don't see a problem with it. Again. So all of this is, and it's a shame, Arcturus, because at the beginning, this game was so community-based. It was trying to improve that interaction with the community, to make sure that the game was a little, interactive with the community. Nowadays, it's more like, not live with it. F you, this is what we think is going to work. And hopefully you spend some money when we release the heroes that are going to make this easier for you.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky, you were saying that you got, we were talking about GVG just before we started recording, and you were giving your experiences of this season of Gladiator's Gauntlet. So do you just want to repeat?
Yeah, I mean, we all wanted that skin. Everybody in the guild, the Balls of Steel guild, they deserve the skin, just like you say, Sebastian, for being in the top 256. AI is probably one of my favorite skins we got last season, but basically, yeah, we got mismatched at the end of the GVG. We got knocked down a bunch, and then we were coming back up. We were doing good. We had 4 wins in a row, and then we faced another strong guild. Shout out to Hermanos Still Watchers, I believe. We lost. They took 70th place, 74th, and then we got dropped down to like 200. And then when we went into the Gauntlet, we ended up facing Destiny upon us. And GG to them, because, yeah, they whooped our ass pretty bad. And I don't know what they can do about the matchmaking. The new heroes that they're coming out with, some are good for GVG, some are good for Arena. I don't know where the future lies in it, but I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also, one thing that doesn't touch up on is a fact that the RNG of the crates is really starting to affect players. I think I'm not sure if we mentioned this in the last episode, but I'm aware of several players in top guilds who have basically turned around and said, I'm quitting GVG effectively until they sort out the loot crates, because it's now a situation where I can put as much time and effort as I want in setting teams and practicing and running. If Moonton don't give me the demons I need and give my competitor all of those top demons, the 2 new meta demons, the Ember Fires, the Kirby's, and you've got no way to compete against that, they can just steamroll you through defense, because these things just eat everything up. Ember Fire, if you're set for Ember Fire, then you're probably going to be weak to a Kirby setup or something like that. So, yeah, it's very, very difficult to make it a fair competition. And as far as Moonton are concerned, it's like, oh, well, you get up to 30 if you're a top competitive guild a season, and you might pick up 1 or 2 others, and we'll throw 1 or 2 at you a week. But I get where the frustration is coming from, and I think especially because the only place you can get these new demons is from these mystery chests. It's very, very difficult, and I do begin to wonder, given some of the other things we're seeing in game at the moment, is how long before we start seeing demon chest packs in the shop, which contain 10 or 15, or even selling a specific demon soldier for $30 or something. Because I wouldn't put it past them the way they're behaving at the moment.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. We've seen it with so many other resources. Alternative 2 could be that they just increase how many are available for the legendary tokens. So you go ahead and burn legendaries to try to get these mystery demon chests. But this is something that I'm really trying to push in the background as well, because this mystery demon soldier chests to me are behaving like the summoning crystals. So if the behavior is similar, we need to know what the rates are. I want to know what the rates of me popping a captain unit is going to be every time I open a chest. I want to know what the rate is for each one of the legendaries. This is all information that needs to be introduced into the game, because it's an RNG system. So why hide the rates? And again, I'm gonna keep harping on this until they answer the damn question, or they introduce it into the data, into the the background information that they put in every screen, because it is frustrating a lot of players, including many that are in Overlord and in my guild, because for example, in my account, I don't have the Emberfire Templar yet and Chaotic Captain. So it does make it a little bit more difficult in terms of how you can strategize to attack some defenses. And if another guild is going up against you that has more demon soldiers or more of these demon soldiers than you're going to be at a disadvantage. So in terms of how Guild Wars has developed over the last 2 seasons, they have broken it. And they've broken it because they instituted a system that is dependent on RNG. And I can tell you right now that I am having conversations with the leadership of my cluster, because one of the proposals that I made was bump me down to one of the lesser of the lower guilds. I don't care if it's plat 3 right now, but at least I know that if I pick out 10 it's 5 attacks, so 10 victories a week, I have a greater chance of getting this chest. So then I can pop these demon soldiers that I need. And once I get enough, and if, I can come back up. But it's just different things like this that you got to think about if you want to remain competitive in Guild Wars. And like Arturo said, some have even said, no, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. So if players quit doing GVG at the end game, what is there really to do? Tower of Deception every month?
Matrix, man. Matrix.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about Matrix. No, so really, at the end game, if you're not doing Guild Wars, why stick around and play the game? That's essentially what it comes down to. And that is where a lot of the frustration is lying, and that's why a lot of whales are quitting the game.
Yeah. So I can't speak to the top Overlord guilds. I'm sure it's much different for where we are. So Plat 3, maybe even just into Overlord, not everybody has all the new demon soldiers, and we kind of get away with our opponent just having to set up for the Templars, so they'll have to have their Valaris covered by healers. So now their Valaris only hitting an ult. Little things like that make it easier for us to get wins. But if you're going up against one of the top guilds, or these guilds are merging and it's everybody that has all the demon soldiers, it's just all back down to a BP check again. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
in GVG.
You see, I don't know if there's a way they could do it. I mean, maybe something they could do would be to take some of these new demon soldiers and say, okay, so these ones are now going on the stage 8+ of Gear Dungeon 1. These ones going on stage 8+ of Gear Dungeon 2. We know they are introducing they're introduced 3 new stages of Gear Dungeon 1 and 2 already. So 11 through 11 through 13, and they're tricky. They introduce a lot of they introduce yet another mechanic, so it's another challenge. It's something that people like farming. Okay, it's limited farming attempts a month, but again, there are opportunities to get keys to progress through it every week. So yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one, because they know that by putting them on standard gear raids, people will just farm 500 runs a day, or even 700 runs a day on stage 24 to try and level their demon soldiers as much as possible. Because Sebastian, that's how you used to operate, wasn't it? You'd set up 500 runs in the morning and then check
go to
if you
work,
had anything.
and then if I could remote into my desktop from work, then I would just check to see how everything was going. And because I wasn't somebody that followed the rule strictly, but many of my guild do have a strong belief on the seeding system. But for me, it was just set it up, let it run, and then if I could somehow manage it during the day, I would come in and look at it and see where things stood. But that was it. That's how you became competitive in GVG. You needed to farm. Number one, you needed to farm H-less Wrath gear, right? So you could boost your BP. before Cataclysm and all the faction exclusive stuff came in, and then you would get fragments for the heroes, and you would try to push those lightning guards to level 5s, level 6, level 7s. That was the fun part back day, but at least you had control on it, right? You knew what you had to do to get them. In this instance, though, the resource is really rare. It's RNG based, right? Number one, you have to win, or you have to breach the core of the defense, and then you gotta hope it drops, and then after it drops, you gotta hope that the RNG is with you to get the demon soldier that you're looking for, without knowing the rates, which is the frustrating part about this whole thing.
How long do you think before everything works itself out, before everybody gets, like, that's got to be next season maybe, hey? Because I've opened probably 50 chests. I don't know. I haven't got the captain. I've gotten one Lego Frost faction.
I can tell you
it would take a while, right?
Conversations that we had from some mad players, and think about this. These mad players, they're consistently probably picking up wins, right? They're very good at doing GVG attacks. Not only that, they rank high at the end of the season, so they're getting 25 of them when everything is settled, and they're going to get a good amount from settling from the Gauntlet. And yet some of them do not have the captain units or the Ember Fire Templar, because the RNG has sucked for them. Now, conversely, I will tell you that maybe somebody like Dragonshire, Slayer Shire will say, well, this is the opportunity for us to catch up to them. But that's not, RNG-based systems shouldn't really be how you catch up to a guild. It should be strategy. It should be whether you can build a proper defense, if you can build a proper offense to attack that said defense. It shouldn't be whether your guild has been lucky enough to get all the captain units and you have 30 players attacking you with the captain units, and then conversely, your guild only has 20 to go up against that. It's not a good system. If you're thinking about it'll settle out eventually, who's it going to settle for?
Everyone. That's what I was thinking. Is for now you can kind of get by, but not at the top. At the top level, that's a whole different level. But you also need the level 11 dogs, all the stuff that goes with farming, like the top levels do.
Honestly, at the top level, it's basically level 7 grotesque fiends and the spiders and the abyssals, and that's pretty much it. You might throw in the fool if you need some extra survivability, but if you've then got the captain, you decide, well, what do I? Is this a particularly tough one? Do I want to throw the captain in? And if that that team won't work, then it's the Glacius Frost team. But if you don't have those teams, then you're basically going around the guild going, who's got the Glacius? Who wants to go up against this Lady Alexandra team and just freeze the hell out of it so we can just walk through it? But it's really difficult. If you don't have them, then it's basically pick your battles. At least now, with the Season 11, they've introduced the bot towers. So if you are up against a guild where you've gone through every single one of the defenses and you've gone, well, that's a BP check, and I don't have the BP, and that requires this unit, and I don't have that unit, there is the opportunity to go to the Season 11 bot towers and do some attacks. I still say they should have used the Season 11 map rather than the Season 4 map or the Season 1 to 4 map, the base level map. But it lets you feel that you're doing something, but by attacking the bots, you don't get a chance at a demon soldier chest. So you're being penalized because you don't have the units you require to participate.
Slippery slope.
So let's wrap this section up by basically the way I'm going to sum it up is they don't really care what you want. They don't really care about what you think. They're going to stick to their guns, and you're going to have to live with it. That's essentially what they told you.
On that note, moving on to the next topic, which is hopefully a little bit more cheery, but there's some rumors circulating which could mean that it goes the other way. So next up, we have news about the Dracula event coming in. So we know that we've got a couple of units coming in. We've got Vlad Dracul. We have Lady Mina. We know that Count Dracula is coming. Just get this so it's on screen properly so you guys can see it. So there we go. So we have Count Dracula. He is going to be ancient and he's a chaotic piercer. Very interesting unit. Quite high cost, very, very slow attack rate, but he attacks in conjunction with other people and he kind of is a damage booster. And this is the first time they have introduced a guarantee pull on an ancient banner. And that is a big thing. So I think I went to Fastidious' cost calculator and I stuck in 90 ancients, and that comes out to $360 is what they're expecting people to put up for this. If you were buying them at standard rate, if people are buying packs, they're not going to be buying like $4 ancients. They're going to be buying discounts. But even so you're looking at between $250 and $300 of Moonton's expected value for this hero. And so far, the reports from Fastidious and Destin and War Guys saying this guy's not currently working. Sebastian, I don't know if you had a chance to look at him yet, because, but yeah, it's unless they do something. Base 10-second attack interval is a really brave stance to have on a unit that's is of that value to Moonton.
I'm gonna let Rocket comment on this before I give my opinion on this. So go ahead, Rocket.
Tell us the ancients. Yeah. 90 ancients, correct?
Yeah.
To summon this guy. So I haven't tested him myself, obviously. I've seen kind of be tested out. You can get his attack down to like half of that, basically, maybe 4.8. But what do I want to say about the hero? I don't know. All heroes that they're putting out have to have a place either now or eventually. I haven't really looked into their artifacts. I can't really say much to being free to play. I'm not free to play, but I don't spend a whole lot. I haven't spent anything in a while. But when I do spend, it's my monthly passes, it's my privilege card. If I try to buy something through the store, it's all US funds, I think in Ancient's about $10. So to pay $360 for him, no. Should I think that you should have a limited hero? Yes, that's pretty cool. Especially if he's not coming out again. I think Arcturus, is that what you said? He's not coming out again?
Yeah, so there was news circulating around on the Slayer Shy Discord from one or two people who were very reliable, who were saying that these heroes are highly limited. They will be available for the duration of this collaboration, and then they're gone. So it is real FOMO sales here. But the bit that's really not clear at the moment in any of the marketing is that these heroes will be available for a limited period. So if that's true, it's not great. I mean, it's one thing to have a limited hero.
Yeah, it's good if you got the summons.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate. I got Ezereth pretty early, and I decided, you know what? I've heard rumors that the vamps are on their way, so I'm going to stop. And I've got a pretty decent nest egg, and then I did relatively well on my drops from Abyss and the Titanic Ruins over the last couple of days. So I'm looking at it. I'm short at the moment, but it doesn't start till about the 13th of November, as it says on the video. And so I'm close. I might get to 90 by that point. I'm debating going for it. There's another unit that's been circulating that could be interesting, but again, there's probably not going to be any guarantees on that one, whereas this is a guaranteed unit. Because otherwise, you can summon 90 Ancients and get nothing. This is a guaranteed unit in 90 summons when I'm fresh off Pity. So that's pretty good.
Is this Count Dracula?
This is the Count.
This is the
Count.
ancient
Yeah.
the Count? Okay, yeah. Who's going to be paired on the banner with him? That's what I want to know. Right? Because maybe even they sweeten the pot a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me check notes, because I did. Actually, that's one piece of information I don't have. The only thing I did know that I had the banner dates up to today. I don't have anything beyond today. So maybe next week when the patch lands on global, that information will come out. But yeah, no one's entirely clear. I think there was something circulating suggesting that Van Helsing would be on a pick your own Lord. And maybe this was there might have been the Count was on a pick your own Lord as well. So it was a pick your own Ancient. So it was one of the Ancient exclusives. And when Van Helsing comes out, he's on a pick your own blue banner. So you pick from the blue pool to get a chance at him. So it's coming up to Black Friday, obviously, so they're trying to push their numbers for the end of the year. Obviously, Skystone are involved in this, so they've got an interest in pushing these numbers as well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Have you guys seen
everything over the past few months has been a warning to you? Everything that they've been doing, everything that they've rolled out has been all about monetizing the game. Desperate moves by games that are dying, that are losing players, that they cannot retain the end game players and are struggling to bring in new players. So in this one here, they saw an opportunity, and it's Dracula. It isn't what I consider to be a very popular IP. It's just a standard one. It is Dracula, all right? And now what they're going to do is that they're going to offer you four standard heroes. These are not going to be heroes that I think are going to push the end game, at least from what I've been able to kind of assess from doing some stuff with them. Nothing that I have particularly seen that is worthy to publish and pump these heroes, because really what they're testing the waters here is to see if your FOMO is high enough for you to cough up $300 to $360 worth of ancient shards for you to get this limited hero in the Ancient Summoning Portal banner. A banner that we have been discussing that they tried before they introduced this. They essentially what they did is that they threw a lot of glitter into this bag of shit that they offering you now, because they had, with the intention of improving the rates for the ancient exclusive lords, they did not purposely tell anything about adding some type of pity system to the non-ancient lord heroes. And while I was thinking that the next overpowered hero might be becoming in this pool, what they have done instead is that now that they're offering you the opportunity that for having a certain amount of ancient crystals, you can get a hero that is in this pool. So in the future, when Valera starts coming out of the meta, and they offer her for 100, 120, 150, are you gonna bite? Because is Valera and she's starting to come off that meta, because that is the essential thing that eventually happens when monetization like this occurs in many gacha games. Not only that, what they did here is that they pulled a page of the old Raid Shadow Legends playbook, folks. If you are an old-time Raid player, you should be familiar with this tactic, because what happened was that they introduced a lord and with it a companion hero, and essentially what they said was because every content creator was telling you should summon for these people. They're going to improve your account. You're going to be able to push a particular mode in Matrix, even though most players had already that mode covered. Is that they told you these heroes are good, go get them, waste your resources on them, and guess what? Bam, they throw this at you. Now there were hints in the data file about this stuff coming in, but what we didn't know is that they were going to apply this methodology to them. So when these heroes are coming about and you're hearing about them being limited, they're only going to be there for a specific period of time, oh no, you might miss out. That's essentially what they're going after. So this here is a scamming move. It's a scam move by a company that is desperate, a game that might be in the decline. So my warning to you is just be careful. If you're going to chase them, go ahead, spend the money. Don't worry about it. But trust me, these are not heroes that are going to be pushing the end game.
Yeah. I did a poll on the Dragon Slayers Discord of what's going on with with what the community felt about this, and there are some people who are very much like, it's great that they told us in advance that there's 5 new heroes coming, and that this provides a roadmap. We know what's coming and where, and people have had the testers have had an opportunity to play with them. It gives an idea about where they can use them. Unfortunately, the testers are telling us they're not going to do much. They're not going to shift the Matrix meta. They're not going to shift the arena metas, just because they're not quite tuned right. Okay, these are early builds. They're on the test server. They may change. But most people were saying that they were actually feeling overwhelmed by this. I'll put the results up in above here somewhere. But basically, they were saying they were overwhelmed by the fact that so many heroes are coming at once. And then to say to them, actually, they're available for this time and no more, is not helping people with that general feeling. I think I'm more on this is a roadmap, and there was a good point of you don't have to summon for any unit, so which is very true. And sometimes it's very easy to forget that you don't have to chase after every unit, and you do want to just try and fill the gallery, fill the Pokedex. But if there's no advantage to it, if they're not going to bring something to you or fill a gap in your roster, it is sometimes worth just going, you know what? On this occasion, let's skip it. I could save up. Christmas is coming. There'll be big banners. Frostfall is going to be a big thing, because it always is. And they might actually release a decent thing this year. So who knows?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware.
No, go ahead, Rocket. Go ahead, Rocket. Before
I wasn't aware that there was an issue with no new players up and coming. Now, I wonder what the beginning game looks like nowadays. I remember when I first got my Silas, I ran him in GVG and in all the campaigns. And so I wonder what the beginning game looks like with all these demon soldiers and these chests. And maybe they don't have to worry about the chests, but the demon soldiers and the shards. I wonder what this game looks like now at the beginning. You know what I mean? It probably very different from what the three of us had seen. Imagine pulling 2 or 3 of these heroes, ancient legendary, when you're first starting out. Yeah. Cool. At least maybe not end game, but man, you can have these cool characters, a cool theme, a kick-ass video that'll probably get some people actually buying these things just for that. I don't know if you guys, the mirror, that gave me chills. But yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know. New players, are they coming? Are they not?
I think that's what they're hoping.
Hopefully.
And obviously they've got their website game going on at the moment, where they're trying to encourage people to get to stage 4-8. I've encountered a weird bug on it where people have used my code, but for some reason they've not been credited to me, and it just says pending for whatever reason. So I can't even get to 10 people at the moment. but yeah, they're trying to bring people into the game through that. I mean, I tried to get someone to join the game recently. I don't think he got past chapter 4, so I'm not going to chase him for his details. But yeah, there's these things are interesting. I do think that of the ones who are coming in, Mina is interesting because she's kind of like an offensive Mari, because she's buffing and getting sharing attack with the strongest unit you've got on the field. And she's obviously designed to sort of support one side in Matrix, and she's very, very fast attack. She's 2-second interval mage, drops down to about a second if you build her right. But there's some weird setup with her where she is a mage, but and she's doing magic attacks for a portion of her attacks, and then she switches to physical for her actual attacks. In Matrix, that is terrible, because if you are shooting the wrong damage type, you are doing 0 damage. And that's not going to help people with their accounts, with their Matrix scores, unless you're just hoping that her magic is just going to, her ultimate is going to be the thing that saves her. So it's a really weird design decision.
This is a early game, mid game event. Those are the people that probably will benefit from this heroes, but the ones that are established, I don't think that they're going to see a big benefit from it, except what you just said is collect them. Yeah. That's essential, because you don't want to miss out, right? So when Rocket, so we're probably now looking at your first series as a content creator. Is what's the free to play or the early game looking like these days? So there you can start that series up. But you actually then asked me about data. And this is something that I follow, because I look at other games. I like to see what's coming down the pipeline, what else is there. Arturos knows this, because now I'm primarily working with my second channel mostly, instead of the one that I had dedicated for Watcher of Realms. But in terms of numbers, so Arturos, remind me, the Skystone issue, that happened what? We're almost 6 months since that.
January.
Whole thing turned,
January 6th, around that time. January 19th was when it kicked in, and it was around, that's when they cut the servers off. They came back in early the following week. I'd have to check back through my channel history, but yeah, it was
Skystone, though, to make sure that the TikTok ban didn't hit again, because I remember that 170 day grace period. Then it has been about, I would say, 6 months since we had to do the whole transition, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you in the States, Rocket?
Canada.
Canada.
Right next to.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's North America. So
that's why I was saying
So if you go to your into your device, mobile device, and then look at either Google or iOS, whatever your device is. But what I want you to do is now, under the Skystone app, look at the number of downloads that this game has had since that transition happened. Here I am in my Google. This is my Android.
Oh, Play Store?
Well, you just pick whatever store you want, but I just want to give you a metric, because Google Play Store, here for Watcher of Realms Skystone app, it is still in the 50,000 plus downloads. They haven't even made it to the 100,000. Now, with anything regarding mobile gaming too, you have to consider too that a lot of these accounts are probably bots. So, in that span, in comparison to so many other games that are in the same category, you really think that being in the 50,000 plus only is enough to say that they're bringing in players? They're not. And also, they are losing players, because you can see that in the revenue numbers. Guess what? China passed the United States in terms of revenue. That was not the case last year. Last year, United States overwhelmingly was leading in terms of expense. Now is China. They are dependent on the China server. It's no longer worldwide. They are struggling globally. This is what I've been saying. So when those numbers come in and the suits at Moontan look at this, it's pretty much telling them, the developers, you have to somehow now monetize this. Because if you don't, we're going to have to shut down servers. And that's exactly what then this is playing to. Everything that you're seeing, the soul stones coming in at $99 in the store, all the microtransactions that you're seeing in the shop, the new BMP system, or this thing that they just introduced into the game where you got to click in and go collect the rewards. What do you see as being one of the options to collect points? Buy W Gold. All these microtransactions, all these monetization, this collaboration, it is all driven to make sure that they can milk whatever population that they have remaining. It is not longer about expanding anymore. So this is what I've been calling out for the last 4 months based on the numbers, and it is happening. And they are taking the playbook of other games that are struggling, because this was evident with games like Awakened Chaos Era, with Eternal Evolution, with Infinite Magic Raid. As soon as they started seeing the players start to drop out, they said, we got to grab the players that are still here. We got to grab the whales, everybody that is still playing to the FOMO. And that's exactly now what they're doing. And this little thing that they're doing is all very Raid Shadow Legend-esque, because essentially what they're doing is, we just threw a banner where we knew people were going to use the resources, and now we're going to bring in something else that is probably going to require them to spend.
Yeah, the Ezrath banner, that's what you're talking about, Sebastian? You just had the Ezrath banner?
Ezrath and Belize. I mean,
I think everybody did. Yeah.
So I think that's a good fair point. I just on this topic. So yeah, you can see that I've been playing this game for just nearly 1,200 days. So I've logged my fair number of hours on this thing. The point Sebastian was making here was, there's the W Gold top ups, and it's not small amounts of money to get the big thing. If you are free to play, you can probably just about see that if I just move Rocket out of the way for a second. There we go.
If you're gonna be able to get some W Gold.
Yeah,
but take
you focus on the W Gold. Do not buy the bundle 1 if you're free to play. Focus on bundle 2 for a month. Because you can pick up enough points to do it in 3 weeks. Forget about everything else. Get your W Gold. Forget the others. If you're a non-spender, if you're a light spender, if you're spending, topping up 3 times a month on the W Gold, then you get the extra 120 points. You can maybe pick up bundle 1 as well, but you're not going to get enough points to do anything else. Actually no, because you'll get 240, because it's 3 W1s, 3 small ones is 100, 3 K1s is 120, so that's an extra 220 points a month on top of your 360, so about 500 points, and that probably puts you, well, you could go for the Ancient, but I think you're probably just going to go for the bundle 2 and on one bundle 1, which is a drop some energy and some diamonds. But the others, unless you're a mega whale, don't worry about it. But remember, your points stack up. So if you don't spend them in a month, you can save up. So you can save up for something like a bundle 3 every so often, or a bundle 4 every so many months. But your primary focus as a free-to-play player is bundle 2. Ignore the others. Okay, that's my one mini rant about this system. Do not get tempted to click bundle 1, because it will remove all of your points to 0. Because it happened to me, and it was really, really irritating having to build back up to get my bundle 2. But yeah, there you go.
And they did not.
Yeah, W Gold's super helpful.
Yeah. I was going to ask Arturus, you don't have to buy bundle 1 to get bundle 2, right? It's not a sequence. You can go.
No,
yeah, okay.
It's 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's as many points as you rack up from logging in. You click the thing, it takes all of the points, and then you get the prize. So if you take bundle 1 before you take bundle 2, then you have got a long way to go before the end of the month, and you're probably going to miss out. So if you are free to play, low spend, and you just want some free W gold, focus on bundle 2. But other than that, I mean, 3k a day, or maybe 15 gems, or 15 energy. Yay! Free stuff. But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's clicking in and clicking a button. I do very much appreciate the fact how easy they made it to get to now, because previously it was, you had to jump into the hamburger, you need to click on the people, and then you need to click on the shield if the shield bothered to load. Now they've sorted it all out, and it's linked straight off the plate, off the hamburger, and it's really easy to find, and it tells you to where you can cash. You've got enough points to cash out. Please, do you want to? So, no, don't be tempted. Save the bundle 2. Right. We've now been talking for about an hour. Those are kind of the topics I wanted to talk about today. Rocket, I hope you don't feel that we bullied you too much with your opinions.
Yeah. No, man. No. Yeah. No, thanks for having me, guys. I enjoy.
Do you have any final comments to make regarding what we discussed today before I close it out, and then I'll let Arturos wrap up the episode?
Do I have anything I want to add?
Yeah.
I'm going to be pulling for all these heroes. I mean, I'd rather have them at this point than not, just in case something happens, some other bloodsucker comes out. I don't know. I'd say go for the guarantee if you can, and maybe get lucky while doing it. And then the guaranteed, I might be a little short for that, to tell you the truth. I don't know. It's not looking good. I got about 80 rares. So we'll see. I might get some diamonds here.
Yeah.
All right. And then from my point of view on this whole thing is, you make the decision of what you think is going to be best for you. If you're happy with the game as it is, go ahead and chase them. If you are in the bubble, you don't have to worry about it. These are not going to be groundbreaking heroes. I will say a couple of things is that with everything that we discussed here in terms of how you may perceive as I'm coming about with the game, is that yes, I am in a negative camp. I am in the critical camp, and Arturos has known this because in the background I have been doing stuff to address a lot of these issues, and I pretty much get the response that you all just got, that you saw in the devs insight, which is F off, we don't really care. So in terms of any comments that I made about the game, regarding player retention, that is a game that I'm perceiving that is in the very slow, in a decline right now. Don't take it out on Arturos. Go ahead, DM me on Discord, go to my channel. If you wanna lambaste me, then do it there. Arturos really is trying to bring a perspective that is really trying to stay in the neutral side, but he has to counter with me. And this is something that I've been seeing coming down the pipeline now for 9 months. Okay, I think that the first hint that I ever gave you all was on a War of Fates review, and I said things changing and they're going to get heavy, and it has come through over the last year. And as you have some of my counterparts here that are going to say, go get him because you never know what could happen, my stand is going to be, you do whatever it is that you think is going to do well for your account. My perspective is, don't really care. So do whatever it is that you want to do. And I'm going to tell you this, if you patronize these type of events and you give them the money to do it, they're going to add more to that. There's something else that they are going to then see. Oh, we got a great response, so now let's do this. And then we'll see how you think of it. But this is all desperate moves by desperate game. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll wrap it up there.
Well, yeah, I think it's been a good episode. It's always good to have new people come onto the channel, add life to the discussion. And it's also good to get a view from someone who's in a lower level of competition versus myself and Sebastian, who are both attacking in both fairly high levels of both GVG and Arena. That's what's going on in terms of at different stages. Because again, sometimes it's quite easy to be in a bubble and you don't see everything that's going on lower down. But yeah, I think this has been an interesting episode. I do remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, and I don't care if you want to rant in the comments because I'll engage with you and it boosts my engagement, so go for it. But that's fine. Please do remember to tune in next week. I'm sure we'll have more topics and hopefully there'll be a new patch note, but that's what's going on, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. You guys still there?
Yep.
I was just gonna say, if anybody's watching, we recently lost a couple of our main top guild members. If you want to send an application to Balls of Steel, someone who's serious about GVG, likes Discord, all that stuff, we'd be happy to have you. That's it.
Okay, cool. Well, I hadn't recorded the stop, so that's fine. We've got you in just in time.
All right, perfect. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.